are back to, we are done with the bar, doing this section, which is the section that holds the list that's going in this direction. So we're going to add, primarily we're going to add a size box or a container, and then we'll put a list, and then we'll give it a fixed height, and then we'll add a list view that's going in this direction, and then the rest will be an expanded view. But let's finish dealing with this, and then you can continue with the rest. Okay, so instead of this, we'll put all of it in a column just to make things easier. We have a column, and then we have children inside the column. And then, as a matter of fact, let's add a size box, and then inside the size box we have a child of the size box, and that's what is going to hold the list view. The list view, let's use so there are several forms of list view. Let's use the one with a separated builder, because we want to give some sort of spacing in between each of the items that are in this direction. So list view dot separated, so we have that. And then this takes, before then, let me add a height to this box. Let me say it's 100. We'll come and play with it for now. And then, okay, for the sake of the demo, let me just say, so the box is the top one, and then I'll add another child, which is an expanded view, because at the end of the day, it's an expanded. At the end of the day, let me just make this a container for now, and then let me give it a color of color.black, so you can see what's happening there. I have a box at the top, which is fixed, and then I have an expanded at the bottom, which is expanding. So remember, we've not added the bar yet, but we have added this at the top, and then the rest at the bottom here, which is self-adjusting based on what size it is. That's just the approach I use. And so the item builder takes an anonymous function, all right, which is 2 arguments, a build context, and an integer, which is the position of the item that is being created at the moment. And it's the same for the separator. So the separator takes an anonymous function. Anonymous function is a function that calls itself, also takes a build context, and at the same time takes an integer, which is a position of the item that is being created at the time. And then for now, let's say there are 10 items inside, okay? And then we'll return a view. This time around, since we just want a space, I'll say a size box, and then instead of giving a height, I'll give a width, and let's say it's 8. So we are saying that there's a space of 8 in between both of them. Like each of them, there's a space of 8 in between them. So let me just add this a constant, so that we don't have that underline, because of the DAT version I'm using. Because of the DAT version, I need to specify this constant keyword so that they have blue underline. So we statically saying there are 10 items in the list, and so we have that. And the same way, we'll return the list, the view for each item. So for now, let me say we have an item, a container, which has a height of, let's say 40, or let's say 50 for now, and then we have a width as well of 50. All right, this doesn't work fine. You still have some issues. If you run, you have this space at the top, and the one at the down at the top is the one holding the list item, and you cannot see this one. So let me just say the colors of each item is red, and then we have that. Let me run this, so you see. And the separator, because there's no, so this is literally still going in the upward direction. If you notice that it's still scrolling upward, right? So to avoid that, we need to say, first of all, we need to specify the axis rotation again. So we call it, so we'll say we need to specify which is the direction of horizontal. It means we want to go in this direction. So if we do that and we run this, it means already we are going in this direction. So we are now allowing it to scroll in this direction instead of going in the vertical direction. So we have this, and if you look at our design, fairly okay for now, but then I think we might have to reduce a bit of things, but then we could do that. So let's go ahead and design each item. Of course, we don't want it to be just this container, but what we want to do is we want to have a container which has sort of a clip over, but will have some shape around it, right? A container with some decoration of shape. Then inside it, then we'll have a sort of image inside that is also clip over, and then we can achieve this effect. So first of all, I'll approach this with a container. There's a clip oval around the container, and the container has some size, all right? But then inside it again, we have another image, and then we'll sort of arrange this as a column. So the text will be under it and the image will be under it. So first of all, instead of doing this right away, let me just say the child. For now it's a column. Straight away, let's design from this angle. We have a column, and then the column has children. So that's sort of the first element is the first element is the image, so that will be the container. We'll come to that earlier, but then we can say before we can wrap, let's add a clip over, okay, which will make the image kind of shaped in that round nature, okay. So then we'll have the child, which is the container, okay, right. So what we want to do here as well is that we have that clip over, which is a container. Then inside that, obviously, let's say the containing here rather has a color of red, so that we can all of a sudden say the height of this. Let's say the height of the container is 80 and the width is 80. All right, so when we do that, what will happen is that we really don't need the main container anymore. So remove the main container. I just kept that there so that it can better relate. So we'll have this. So we all of a sudden have a perfect shape, which is sizing, which is giving us the size that we are looking for, which is the round shape here. So you see that we have that, but then again, we'll get back to that. Overall, we are on track with that, so I'll get that. This is done. So the clip over which contains this, and then we'll now have to get that image that is inside this particular one, right? The image that is inside it. So I would make the container have a child, okay, and then the child, of course, we need to clip another image again. So we'll now say, let's say we have another clip over, okay, and then we have a child, which is an image. But in this case, let's load an image from some server. I have searched for some image is here, so I'm going to just pick one of them. So let's say we pick one of them. Just pick one of them. Okay, I'm going to present this so that you can see it properly. So that's like the source of the image. Okay, we have added this, we run this, so we start seeing this image loaded inside already. And then what we will do is that so the image is inside, and what we can do is let's try out a bit of padding around the entire thing, which is, let's say, 8, so that we can push what is inside, and also the fit for the image property. Let's see the effect of the padding. So we have a bit of spacing inside, right? So you can see that. And also on top of that, let's go back and say the image, we add a property called fit, and then we say box fit, and then we say cover, so that the image can fill this, make sure the image fills the whole width of the space there. So we have the image filling the whole width of what is inside there. Now what we left is that I think the shape, we need to give, so let's say the background, let's say it should be something a bit different. Okay, let's just try the color orange, something not close. We can change the color later, but at least we have what we are looking for. And then we want So the background has a, so that's what is giving this. But if you see, there's a white strip kind of around the whole image again, all over it. So we want to put such a thing there again. Several ways we want to do that. One, we can add a decoration to the image, instead of the color, let's approach it with a decoration. So we have decoration, call it box decoration. Let's use box decoration. You can use shape decoration, which is this, and then you can apply some shape and apply some color, but then you can also use box decoration, and that allows you to use an image and all those things. But put another container inside here, and then I'll let that container sort of, so this will be inside another container. That's a simple hack. So I'll wrap this clip here, I'll wrap it inside a container, sure, and then that container will have another background which is literally white, and then that container as well, we see it has some small padding, which I say let's say 4, and then I'll adjust this back to 4. So there's like a funny hack. But what we'll do is that we'll need to clip this image as well, the image that is here. We'll need to clip that image as well. So we'll wrap it inside a clip over. Right. And then after doing that, if I have achieved that, we should perfectly have this. So what we'll be doing is I'll literally reduce this to, let's say 2, to make it a bit smaller. So we have reduced it a bit thinner, and then I think this it's almost close, except that we need to find the exact color. And then when we do this, what we'll do again is we need to kind of center everything we have designed inside the container, sort of, right? Or we go a step further to just add. So we have a clip over, which is this, which is a column. Let's just add a text, which is the next thing, which is literally the name of the person, right? In this case we can say Jeremy. Let's just, which is the text. So you see, so yeah, so you have that under everything, but then it looks like images, this is a bit too small, the whole thing. So let's increase it a bit, or let's take it to 120. Alright, so that is it. And then let's say there's this alignment, it should be center. Okay, so that everything is always in the center. So we have that, and then let's wrap this in a bit of padding. So wrap inside, wrap in padding. Let me just say, okay, cool. So our text is a bit padded, and then I'll go again, and then I'll increase this to 128. I'm just playing with the values because I don't know the exact dimension. So generally we have this, and then of course if you look at our everything now, we are okay, just that we need to give some space here a bit. So I can go back to my size box, and then what I'll do is that instead of making it a size box, I'll make it a container, just so that I can add something like a padding or a margin to edge insert, and then I'll do only, and then I'll give it a left of, let's say 16. Let me play around. 16. So this moves a bit to this side, so that the starting here can have some space, and then the other one doesn't. So you see that I have some space here, and then the other one can go into it peacefully in the order. I hope I have made some sense. Okay, let's just find some color dot pink for now, and then yeah, quite closer, you see. But then I would also phonetically reduce the color a bit with something I call alpha, that tones down the color a bit. Yes, so it should work fine, right? So we have gotten this direction clear, fine. So our next design would be, let's go on and sort out what is at the down section here now.